Merry Christmas, Virgo. It is that time of the year. Season's greetings to all of you existing visitors and those of you that are new too. It's wonderful to have your company, and I'm going to animate your chart now so that we can quickly see some of the very, very important, the significant transits that I see coming up for you in the last month of the year. The one that I think is most notable, and it happens on one of the most important angles of your horoscope here on the 4th of December, the solar eclipse, which is also in the proximity of Mercury. So this is your ruling planet. The fourth house has to do with your family. This is a monumental event because it has to do with your personal connection to family, in particular your mother and the maternal side. There it is, the 4th of December. You see it all happening there, and it's very interesting that most of the planets are contained within this hemisphere as this period of time unfolds for you. You notice that Mars escapes that, but there is a point there a little later on where it moves into this area, and all of these planets are contained within the karmic nodes. And that karmic pattern has been slowly working on you the last 18 months, I would say, dominating the area of not only family life, domestic sphere, property matters, but also your inner self, the part of your being that is prone to happiness or unhappiness. And this planet here can shake things up. It can cause you to be dissatisfied with the status quo. And this eclipse, I think, is going to focalize your attention on these areas of your life. If there have been patterns in your early development with your mother, with other family members, you will, in spite of yourself, have to deal with that. Siblings will be important because we see the ruler of this third house, siblings, younger siblings in particular, transiting out of the part of siblings into the fourth house of the family, generally speaking. The other thing, speaking of family, the dominant planet for that is Jupiter. It rules your fourth house of family and also the marital or relationship area. There's Mars moving out on the 14th of December into a tight, what we call a tight conjunction with the node, just as the moon makes an aspect to Uranus. So there's a little bit of volatility in the air, if I could put it that way. Mercury moves out of that fourth house into the creative fifth house around the 14th as well. And keep your eye here on Venus, another very important planet for you, which relates to your financial status, your income, the way you make money, and this ninth house, which is all to do with your good fortune, which you've seen has been a little destabilized over the past couple of years or so. Uranus is up here, and that's anything but stable. Being an earth sign, you need that stability. And it's destabilizing that. It's in the earth sign of Taurus, pushing its energy over there to your sun sign. That's what we call the trine aspect that's currently retrograde. It's also influencing this fifth house of romance and love affairs. And we see here on the 18th, Venus goes into its retrograde motion very near that compulsive, obsessive Pluto. Also Pluto, to some extent, talks about those issues that are out of your control. The shift is away from the domestic sphere on the 22nd when the sun moves into that same romantic area of your horoscope. Fifth house is also the power of your expression and creativity. So it's quite likely you are giving that area of your life a rethink, shown by Venus here. Now, when there's a link between the second house here, fifth house here, that's a very speculative combination. It has to do with spending money, investing money. It could be stock market. It could be investing money in artistic things, artworks, musical instruments. A lot of those sorts of investments turn out to be a good return on that initial outlay. Also, there may be educational issues surrounding For example, learning how to invest money more. The ninth house, rulership by Venus, shows us a reconsideration of maybe some study, ninth house, fifth house investment, second house income. The moon also swings around into this area a little later in the beginning of the year. We're not going to see that in the last part of 2021, but no doubt you'll be showing some interest in creative pursuits, intellectual, romantic pursuits, entertainment. It should be a very entertaining Christmas for you when the fifth house is connected. And romance, just a sneak preview here, romance being activated by the planets of romance themselves, Neptune and Jupiter moving in there on the 29th to set the trend for 2022. That's a nice aspect. It's a very lucky one. I'm going to talk more about that when we catch up, when I come back in the first day of January, New Year to be precise, 2022. Popping over to astrology.com.au. I've got the yearly forecast for you up already. If you'd like to look at that, it's going to give you the next 12 months. We've got lots of free stuff there. We've got the daily, weekly, and monthly readings, which you can contextualize with the yearly readings. Not a better time to get a personal reading than the beginning of the year. I'm here to help you navigate that. If you'd like, drop me a line. Don't forget to subscribe, and do have a very, very happy, merry, not too drunken Christmas, and I'll see you in 2022. Take care now. Bye-bye.